Chat. Good morning. Hang on. Chat. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Oh, I thought I was falling into lava then. Holy crap. So a little bit has changed, but not much. I basically just built it and then, like, ran out a little bit last night. Do I have any space? Not really. I am trying to collect somewhat some of these. If I can, I can. I can't. I'm not too stressed. I think my helmet might break here. I'm not really needing it, so just go get our netherite one. And nothing beats like a coffee. When you've just woken up. Give me 2 seconds, chat. Alright. It might... No, I don't actually think I even have any. I'll say some fire resistance would probably be worth, but I don't think I have any. Just trying to think like what stuff I'm gonna need because I'm gonna be down here for a little bit. Probably need some extra rockets actually. I might just refresh my Elytra. Like go get a new one. I want to make sure that I have enough Elytra to get back. I'm pretty sure. Fresh one. We'll put on. I'll save an extra stack of rockets to get back. Cool. And if we run out of Elytra ability or like Elytra or rockets, then we'll head back. But until then, we will remove. Actually, no wait. Let's over this way. I'm gonna grab some buckets. Like that's gonna be the easiest way to get rid of lava. Probably not enough. I'm gonna throw like the buckets on the ground. Alrighty, so this should still be working from last night. Nothing has changed. Perfect. Oh, some lava over there that we have to get rid of. I'd actually grab these, because this is going to get all deleted. Like, I kind of want to spend time getting quartz, but at the same time, like, if I get quartz, I get quartz. I don't really want to be, like, micromanaging the quartz. Have to go up and around this and like so. Quite a bit of lava here. Oh, I killed this guy. Just draw his attention over here. Yeah. Definitely don't want those guys exploding. Those guys shooting at us. Get rid of... There's another one over there anyway. Probably not stand that close. There's another source there. Oh. This is so much better than actually digging. These strawberries are so good. Actually, low-key, like, don't know the distance that we're going. I know it's like 300 blocks. But I, kind of forgot the coordinates. Grab these. Oh. Doo-doo. Trying to work out like how many layers it's removing at a time, and I think it's like between 2 and 3. I think it's like it removing at least 2, but then like sometimes it's like removing like little bits of like the 3rd layer. Like there, like how many? I think that's like 2-ish. I don't know. Oh, I gotta go remove this before I break the machine. So much quartz.
Je serai le président de tous les Français.
Might be worth doing this with like a fortune pick, actually. So we get a fortune pick. And grab a couple of extra shulkers as well. Because like I know I'm gonna like eventually break them into quartz anyway. Like I'm just adding an extra step that's like not just a waste of time. I think I might just grab all of this out and put it into shulker. Are these empty or full? Grab another extra one just for being. Perfect. Wait, and then I can come along and actually recall these now. And also repair my elytra while I'm at it. Quartz is like one of those resources that it's like you always need like so much of it, but it's like I don't know, like it's so hard to get in like huge massive quantities. Like yeah, you can trade for it. It's a lot of trading though. Like a lot of trading. It's like either you do something like a raid farm to get the emeralds, or you like trade like melons and pumpkins to get emeralds, and then you have to trade again to get the quartz. I wonder if this would be a faster method of getting quartz. It feels like it would be a pretty fast method, to be honest. Like, do it at a layer that you're gonna get netherite. The only problem that is if you did it like lower in the world at like layer like 30 or whatever, it's like the most common, or whatever that like the most common like layer is. The only problem then is like you're gonna be running into lava lakes. So it's like building this machine would be wasted. Like you wouldn't be able to get the same use. Like for instance, I could infinitely go this way. There's no lava lakes at this height. The only issue I'm gonna be running into is like occasionally like there'll be huge like crevasses like over here. Yeah, like how that's like open over there. That's like occasionally you'll run into that sort of stuff. So unless if there was like a way to like lava proof this, or yeah, make it like be able to go through lava or remove lava, you'd have to probably do it at like a higher level. Yeah, I feel like for actual mining quartz, this is definitely the quickest method. But I still feel like trading for quartz would be technically the fastest way of getting quartz. Because if you have like 100 or 200 villages all lined up, and like you just trade with them, so she's some netherite over there. Like what, you get 12 blocks at a time. And I'm sure you could write some like script that like a quick like a quick little like you press like for instance like R or something, and it will like go like it will scroll down, click, and buy. Because I'm pretty sure it's in the same spot every single time. What's on villages. Yeah, this would definitely be the fastest mining method away. thought I saw that in the corner of my eye. You know, like, if that shoots and, like, it's one of the TNT, I'm definitely gonna go do something else. Oh, dude. It took me like an hour and a half or something to build this up last night. And then I messed it up, so then I had to, like, completely tear it all down and rebuild it. Technically, it took me, like, 3 hours or something. But in terms of, like, actually mining, like how we mined all the netherrack, this is way faster. Like, I want to keep these, like, this netherrack, but at the same time, I don't know, like, what I'd use it for. Like, I already smelted, like, all the netherrack we kept from, the last area and turned it into nether bricks. Yeah, I'd have to, have a look at, like, which Y level would be, like, the fastest, or, like, the most commonly spawned, nether quartz. But then you'd also have to balance it out with, like, up pockets as well. But I don't think you'd have to worry about huge, like, lava lakes until you get down to, like, 30 or something. Like, obviously there's lava pockets, but there's no, like, lava lakes. Whoops, I'm using the wrong thing. actually not a bad amount of netherite, honestly. Like so far, like doing this top layer, already got 1 ingot, as in like 1 ingot now. Like there's 3 that I've just mined, and then we've got 1 more in the chest above, got a little bit earlier. Definitely would recommend doing this as like proper way of farming netherite. But like, if you just needed like a little bit, or like to get or like netherite wasn't the main thing, it was just passively getting it, this would definitely be the way. Oh. Those are some pretty decent sized veins. Only there was a way to do this. And get rid of all the lava. Without having to manually get rid of the lava. Ah. These veins are actually huge. I always thought like quartz veins are tiny. I should also probably, hang on. We have to go another... We have to still go about halfway. So we have to go about 150 more blocks this way. Nice. One down there. I keep thinking I'm gonna like accidentally place that shulker, so I'm gonna move it there before I accidentally place it like in lava, and then have to like dig it out. Also trying to like half spare the buckets as well, like not just burn through them. But if I can really, is that unloaded already? Wait, am I sure that, hang on. 3178 where we have to go to. Yeah. 33. 20-ish. Oh, another one? Go this lava before I accidentally break everything. Oh. Oh, it's one right here as well. Go to this one, because otherwise I'll probably forget about this one. But that one I won't worry about, because I'll have to remove those layers anyway. I mean, I might as well just up. There's two of them. I don't like low key like wanna like keep every single netherite or ancient debris we find in here and then smelt it all at once. So we get like a rough idea of how many get out by a 300 by 300 area. But you can probably work it out with math though, but where's the fun in that? Oh, hello. And another one. Oh. trying to keep an eye out for all of the ghasts as well. This would basically be impossible to do in like a Sultan Valley. It would very much be impossible. I also don't know if I'll have to do, because like as you saw there, like you break down like a couple of blocks, like that goes down there. So I don't know how many times downwards I'm gonna have to do this. Like obviously you'll get a much better idea when it's all I don't know why I'm killing this actually. When we've done like one complete layer. I feel like getting rid of this huge bulk area, we may or may not have to do another one. I think for speed, it'd probably be worth doing, because like for a lot of it you won't have to actually like, because like for a lot of this I'm having to like stop and doing lava and picking up quartz and stuff. But I feel like if, like, for the next layer down, it would just be like, you'd just be rolling through it. You just bait it every single time I hear. Oh no. Luckily they shoot like directly at you rather than like sort of genuinely in that general direction. It's the only good thing about casts. But is that still... Oh, I must have missed. Was that a ghast as well that I saw? No. sure quartz also has a higher blast resistance as well. Like, I think you can blow up quartz with TNT. But I want to do an experiment, actually. Okay, I want to leave this stuff over here and see how much... Go click. Okay, so it does... I think like... Unlike, what do you call it? Obviously Netherrack has a very low blast resistance. Like, unless if the TNT is literally exploding on top of quartz, then it doesn't really matter. I think I picked up all the stuff that I threw on the ground as well. We have to go to 3178. I feel like lava like this I wouldn't even have to get rid of. Nah, let's just, yeah. I don't really want to be spending like another hour and a half like rebuilding this thing because I couldn't be bothered getting rid of one bit of lava and it's like covering a block. I feel like that bit of lava there would have been fine because the machine would have went over the top of it. But like, the lava could have been like hiding some other blocks or like protecting other blocks, so it's like, it might break it or it might not remove enough of this way, and then eventually the machine will blow itself up. I think it's just for the best. Or the better, just to... Is that little pathway I was digging. Oh, that's another one. So you see how like I think only like 1 or 2 of these blocks got removed. Yeah, it definitely has a higher blast resistance, but unless if it's like exploding right on top of it, then it probably doesn't get exploded. Other than rid of. Both trying to get those ones. trying to think of a way. I know there was an automated, I think, Rayworks, like, added on to this design. And I'm pretty sure, like, it, removes lava. But it's like an AFK thing. Oh, let's not stand up. Kind of lagging a little bit. Not really that many int, so might just be like actual lag. Oh, hang on. Let's just fly this way. Let's just ignore that. Despawn them. I wish you could do that for your actual problems. Just despawn them. Lava though. have to go over here anyway to get rid of this stuff. Oh no, that's not. Is there? There's still light here. Ah. There'd be a way to like fortune a TNT. Like how if you used to be able to like you shot something with a bow and then quickly got out your sword, it would apply like the looting effect to the like the arrow. Like, I wonder if you could, like, fortune... yeah, like a TNT, so that way, if you had, like, a huge, like, hole in the wall, you could, like, blow it up and get all the ore out of it. But you'd have to do, like, one bit of TNT at a time, so it probably wouldn't even be worth anyway. If you did two, then, like, the second explosion would destroy all the first one's stuff. There it is. But I saw some quartz. Not this stuff, the stuff on the wall. Like you could, I could technically do like the whole 300 chunks in one go, in terms of like all the way that way. But like the only problem, the only problem is that I'd need someone to AFK at the other end, because this one is like just enough for like loaded things. Like if I were to like be outside of this chunk, like over this way, it would all kind of blow up, or at least the end bit would. How's the new world grind? You level 100 yet? Did I? No. I just saw a ghast. Is level 40? What's like? Is it like you hit level 40 and then that's like sort of like the like pinnacle, and then like every level after that's more of like a prestige level? Kind of like mod 3 like prestige levels. Like there's no point like actually prestiging apart from like telling everyone you had no life. I don't even remember like what prestige I got to in mod 3. It definitely wasn't max, but it was like, I think it was like between like 6 and 7. Oh really? Doubles XP until you level from 30 to 30. Wait, so you're saying that from like a normal level, it's double now or triple? Like to go from 30 to 31, it's like double or triple the normal amount. Oh, okay, yeah. Triple the amount? Rip. So it actually does have meaning to be like high level. It's not just like, oh, I'm level 70. Fuck you. 3 to 4 levels. Oh. Those are rookie hours. Imagine only spending a day. So 27 hours for 4 levels. Holy shit. How many hours have you put in already? It would be like 200 plus, I'm assuming. Oh, no, wait. Oh. You definitely well over 100. Ah, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, like, yeah, I realized, hang on, that's 168 hours in a week. I don't think the game's even been out for a week. Drinking some whiskey and vibing. What, at like 11 o'clock in the morning? I mean, it's 5 p.m. somewhere. Dude, I can't even remember the last time I drank alcohol. I genuinely can't. It was probably like, definitely wasn't this New Year's, because I was back home. Oh no, the last time was when I moved back here. I went out for a couple of drinks with some friends to catch up. That was like getting on almost a year ago. Yeah, but like that's like the opposite though. Like when I drink, it's like it's usually I've put aside like a day or two to recover. But like I'm not a casual drinker. Like if we're gonna go out and have some drinks, then you know we're gonna go out and have some drinks. But other than that, I won't drink. And it's gonna be like a once or like, you know, like very, very rarely I'll go out and actually like go crazy. To be honest, I could probably go like the rest of my life without drinking and it wouldn't even faze me. Rather than a suit, you're in like a onesie, or like that fucking that blanket that has like a hoodie. Like, what is it called? Like a snuggle or some shit. Hoodie? Wait, is that what they call it? An hoodie? Tier 1. That. There it is. Yeah. But like, yeah, like it's definitely 100%. Yeah. Like I'm the type of person that I get addicted to things pretty quickly. Like I have a very, very, very addictive personality. So like that's why I don't engage in drinking unless if it's like for one night out of the year. Because like I knew if I like if I like was like, oh yeah, I'll have like a glass of wine a night or whatever, right? Like one glass would very quickly turn into 2 glasses in a week, and then 2 glasses would very quickly turn into 3. And at that point, I'd just be like, fuck it, I'll just neck the bottle. Like. So it's like it was like even when I was on like living in the Gold Coast, hanging around like all those guys, like I went from like someone who would like never drink alcohol to like never, like I wouldn't say socializing, but like never. I hate going out to parties and stuff, being around like drunk people and high people. It's like it's not my favorite pastime. To like then like that would be kind of like a weekly occurrence. not saying that's a bad thing. Like if that's what you enjoy doing, like by all means, as long as you're not hurting people, go out and get drunk every weekend. Yeah. Like I would rather be like addicted to something that I have like a conscious control over, if that makes sense. Like rather than being addicted to like alcohol or like drugs or stuff like that, where it's like when you're drunk, like you don't really have control, or when you're high, you don't really have control. But like video games, right? I know that I'm wasting my life. I always wondered, like, as just like a thought experiment, like multiple universes and stuff like that. Like I always wondered, like, at like the other spectrum, like if I was like a complete drunk, like what would my life be like? Like just out of like curiosity, like what am I missing out on? Enjoyment should never be a waste. It is a waste. True. I guess it's always like that social stigma of like around video games. It's like, oh, you're not doing anything. It's a waste of time. But whereas like reading a fictional book is just really the same as a video game. Just not staring at a screen. Arguably, I would say, not saying that I'm an optometrist or know any form of medical anything. In fact, I am the medical. I'd say like arguably like reading small writing would probably be worse for your eyes than sitting in front of a monitor. Oh, 100%. I would probably be one of those people on Warzone. Think I'm real tough. Think I'm real funny. Been proven that it's worse, yeah. But like the only reason that I assume screens are seen as worse is because we spend a longer time doing that than actually reading. Like, I don't think I worded that right, but like you don't read a book for like 10 hours a day. You sit there in front of a monitor for 10 hours a day. Radiation, yeah. Radiation? What? Just don't give you radiation. It's like when you're having like an intellectual conversation with someone about a topic that you have no idea about anything. Yeah, colon. Talking about like nutrition and like I don't know, some shit about like medicine. Oh yeah, you know, like colon. Oh man. Oh, and like when like the intercastles I always get a headache from my intercastles. Dude, I get stuck in those conversations way too often, where like I have no interest in continuing the conversation, but like someone's like telling me something like that's really important to them. It's more safe now, yeah. Well, like, a lot of stuff has, like, research behind it now. Or at least, like... yeah. Jump in, general.
Yo.
Ah.
No.
Yeah, no, like, as I was saying, like a lot of things, like, have, like, not even research, but, like, they've had, like, time to, like, actually, like, be in the population. Like, for instance, like asbestos, right? We thought it was the greatest thing in sliced bread. But no, it gives you cancer.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, anything nowadays in the world gives you cancer. It's more so, like, depending... Because, like, you're born with cancer, right? And then throughout your life is, depending on what you do, can trigger that cancer to actually become in development or get worse, right?
Hmm.
So it's like... there's never really like something that's like 100% good for you, because like you could be a vegetarian, but who says that there's not something in your body that disagrees with the vegetables you're eating, and that causes you to become even more sick than what you were before you even became a vegetarian, you know?
Yeah.
There's nothing, there's no such thing as you should do this to be healthier, because everything has its risks
Oh, 100%.
in its own ways.
Well, it's like the whole
yeah.
organic thing. Like organic, all organic means is how it's grown, not how it's processed. So like an organic bit of broccoli just means that it's been grown without like pesticides and herbicides. Doesn't mean like what it's been processed with.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you could walk outside your house and be hit by a bus, so that's pretty unhealthy.
I mean, nowadays you don't even have to walk outside. You can just sit in your fucking house, and the bus will come into your house.
And like, and you Uber Eats service.
And new dash door service.
We drive into your house and deliver at your dining table. It's an interesting world we live in.
Yeah, there.
Holy shit, imagine digging a hole by hand. All these weirdos out here digging holes by hand.
You hear a bunch of people are now convinced that Area 51 is part of like a alien organization thing?
No.
Yeah.
But wait, what do
It's
you
been like,
I don't know what you mean though. Like,
So-
it's run by aliens.
no, not run by aliens. Like, apparently people have suspicion that there's like alien stuff being kept in Area 51.
Wasn't that the whole like lore behind Area 51 anyway?
Yeah. But no, it's like it's coming back to life from being history to now being like a trend again.
What are we living in the 60s? Holy fuck.
Pretty sure didn't like Barack Obama like tell people anyway that Area 51 is for nuclear testing.
Probably. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to much politics.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, as long as they're testing it there, and not testing it like in our water, I'm chilling.
Yeah, it happens in our water anyway.
Yeah.
It's like the most common place for it.
It's like, why do we have like fluorine and fluoride and all these other random bits and bobs in our town water? I don't know, that's a whole different fucking tinfoil hat theory topic. I wonder what it's like to be like spy, like a double, like an undercover, like someone who's in like an undercover cop, like having to like live that like double life.
Oh, okay. Yep. I was just gonna say, you mean like an undercover cop or someone who's like needs a new identity and everything?
Well, both really, I guess. Like, well, they're not really the same, but kind of the same, if you know what I mean.
Mm. Also, turn me down a bit
And
on Discord. Yeah, I'm
Turn
very
you
loud
up.
on stream. Sounds like you have me like on 200, Jesus.
nah, you mean you don't want to be on 200%? Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon it'd be interesting, but at the same time, like hard, because at that point, it's like your life is like on the line, right? If you get caught, you're fucked.
Yeah, it's not like you can just get a quick little evac.
Yeah,
It's
I feel like it's one of those huge commitments where, you know those soldiers that are like the tomb guards? They guard the tombs of the unknown dead soldiers.
I didn't know about that, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a bunch of soldiers like that guard a tomb of undead people and like vets that were in the army. And it's like a massive dedication you gotta do. Like you pretty much live there, right? So I would assume it's roughly the same thing. Like, you know, it's you pretty much sign your life away.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe 1 out of say 2 million people actually make it to become at such a high level.
Yeah. Well, it's like the same thing as like becoming like an astronaut. Like it's not this like, you know, thing where you go to college for it.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you'd
either
be-
you're born into it or
Yeah.
you literally just hit the jackpot and you're fucking smart enough to be doing any of that stuff. Because like I could just imagine the amount of languages you need to speak to be a spy in the first place. Like,
Well, like I feel like you wouldn't need to know that many. Like you'd be like assigned to an area.
but it's like even if it's not that many, like
Oh, you still have to learn like a different language.
think about like I mean, for me coming from a different country then coming over to Australia, learning English, dude, was like a huge fucking like holy shit, like this is crazy, I'm learning a new language. And then over time I learned a bit of like Arabic and Japanese. So it's like I could just imagine needing to study and learn like probably like 3 different types of languages to the full extent where you know everything and you can speak it like a fluent, like as if you were born there, in like a year or 2.
Well, like
That would be insane.
also like the big thing would be like accent as well, because like if you were
Exactly, yeah.
like a spy or whatever, right? You still have like an accent even when you speak like a different language.
Yeah.
So it's like you'd have to go through like linguistics school or whatever to like lose that accent and speak like a local.
Mm. Yeah. I reckon it's probably like one of the most toughest jobs out there too, despite being like a special force or something.
Well, because there's no going home. Like, just, you're out there until
Yeah, it's like,
the
what do you
job's
even
done.
call home at that point?
Like-
Like,
But like at that point as well, because like you know, like you become a part of that world. So it's like how like another big thing is like how would you not start to believe in their ideas as well? If you know what I mean.
yeah.
Like you're surrounded by these people all day, every day. You know, like they're just normal people at the end of the day, but they just have a different ideology. But it's like how do you like separate your beliefs and their beliefs and not like get them intertwined? Because spending like 24 hours a day with someone for 10 years, or however long, you would probably start to believe a few things that they would believe.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. Like, it's either you need to be born into it, or it's someone like out of a million people. Because like the mentality and stuff you would need to go for, it's almost like, I don't know if you've watched any documents about like some hitmans and assassins and stuff like that, right? Like, they'll watch someone get torn like flesh by flesh till it's just bone left, and they won't have any facial expression or any emotion to it, right?
Legally allowed
They're like-
to be a psychopath.
Yeah, like they're cold blood. They'll sit there and they could literally go out for dinner as soon as they just saw that, right? It's like, whereas when you put a normal person in that situation, they'll be in trauma, right? Whereas then there's some people that are like, they're that mentally fucking trained that nothing could actually make them like turn over. That's why I believe like most of the people that they hire that are like hitmen or assassins are people that have been broken since childhood. You know what I mean?
Well,
And it's like the government takes them in and rebuilds them as a whole new like fucking person, and they just become this entire unit.
yeah. Well, it's like, well, what separates a normal person and those people?
Yeah.
Like as you said, like almost be breeding people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you couldn't, like, if you were brought up in a normal household, like there's like that on-off switch, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's like, being that sort of person, like you'd never be exposed to something. So it's like you would have no on-off switch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like the NSA, for example, right? Like the NSA will, like, kids that have like super high IQs, right? The NSA will just come take your kid. They don't care who the fuck you are. Like, they'll take your kid, they'll raise him, they'll keep him inside.
I'm already doing step 3.
Like, it's insane. Like the NSA, like what they do, it's insanely like brutal, but it's very smart. Wait, do you know what the NSA is?
It's like the CSI, but like the
Yeah,
next
National
level.
Security Agency. Yeah, for the United States. So it's like the toppest of top people, like the toppest fucking nerd, the hacker, fucking toppest IQ, doctors, PhD degrees, whatever. Like are at the NSA.
Hmm.
And it's like all those people from before their teenage have been taken to like a completely different separate part of the world compared to everyone. Like all those type of people that work at the NSA didn't start like schooling in a public school or a private school with like in how can I say it, like in society, right?
Hmm.
Like they're all kept in this like huge facility.
Well, it's like schooling, right? Like this one thing that's always sort of like rattled my brain. Like it doesn't take 18 years to like learn the shit that they teach you at school. Like I feel like like if you were like in an environment that was like wanting you to, or like you wanted to learn all the shit that they taught you in school, I reckon you could like learn all of it by like grade 8.
Not even, dude. I'd say like fucking like skip all the bullshit from year 1 to 5, right?
Hmm. Well, like I feel like year 1 to 3 is like a really like fundamental building
Yeah.
like, years.
I don't know, man. Like I see school as a whole different aspect other than trying to educate kids. Like there's so much different ways where you can educate a child in a better manner where he will learn and catch on quicker than to sit everyone in a certain position in a classroom with all the same clothes, all have the same roles. You need to put up your hand to go to the bathroom. You can't eat in certain amount of times. You need to wait till your permission is given to eat. You know, it's like, for me, school is like some sort of form of a daycare where
Yeah,
your
18
parent,
years.
yeah, your parent can send you to a school where you know the child is safe because nothing will happen. And then the parent will go to work, come back, and then by the time the parent either comes back or the school finishes, the parent is already home and you can collect your child again. Like, that's the only way, man. Like, everything I learned in school, like, since I started my uni studies, everything I learned in school has nothing to do with
Yeah.
anything.
And I guarantee you, like for the most part, everything that you learn in uni will probably have nothing to do with like actually doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I feel like what they teach in schools is just very broad. Like I understand like exposing kids to like new ideas and you like, oh, like you could become a firefighter, you become like an engineer, you could do this and do that. But if like the kid has no interest, like move on to the next topic. Like
Yeah. I just don't like this thing that they try and drill into people that are like in any educational thing. Like even in universities, right? Like I told my lecturer last time my lecturer asked me, he's like, "What's your goal?" And I literally just told him like, I don't set goals. I don't set, you know, like tasks. Because if you set yourself tasks, right, and anything comes in between the path of your task and yourself, you're gonna lead to disappointment.
mm,
And leading to disappointment makes you not want to do your task anymore, and you pull back further than what you were before you started setting that goal. So the disappointment that's likely to happen between setting goals or just doing it instead of setting it as a goal is much different. If you just do it, if anything gets in between you and just doing that, it doesn't lead to disappointment, right? Because you can always just do it later. Whereas in you set a goal, it needs to be done by that day, exact time, at that time, like a fucking year, right? So it's just like, if you don't finish it in that time, you're gonna be disappointed because you're like, holy shit, you know, like I said my goal is this and I couldn't do it. Whereas if you say you're just gonna do it, you don't set anything. You do it when you do it.
yeah, 100%. Well, it also comes back to like emotional intelligence and like understanding like why you know, you might feel depressed about certain things, or like, or just understanding like your emotions in general. I guess, like, really.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, it all works what betters for you. Like, I know some people that are like come from the military and they need to set shit for themselves because in the army they teach you heavily mentally to be on orientation and schedule, right? So it's like, one of my friends told me, like, if he doesn't wake up every morning, brush his teeth, set his bed right, you know, have a shower, he's gonna have a shit day.
Yeah.
Like, if he misses any of those every day, he's gonna have a shit day. Like, it's like the schedule that's like drilled into your head after a bit. And it's like, some people, if they don't have that schedule anymore, they start to freak out. They lose control. They can't cope.
Yeah, like, and it's also like the whole like people like learn differently as well.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, like I like the idea of having goals. Like, I don't like heading into that like, oh, like, oh, whatever, I'll just do it and see what happens. Because like coming from like all like my training background and stuff like that, like every time like I go into the gym, it's like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, this is X amount of weight, X amount of reps. Like, I have to have that idea of like, this is what I want to achieve.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm also like at a headspace where if I don't do it, that's fine. If that makes sense. So it's not like, oh, if I don't do this, then like I'm a failure.
Yeah.
But it's like, I understand, like, hey, like, eventually I'm not going to be able to do it. Or like eventually, like, I might miss a session, or like I might like not be able to do it that session, but next session might be different.
Yeah, see, and that's a better mindset to have. Like, it goes back to like setting goals and then just doing it, right? So in that aspect, you're just doing it. So like, if something doesn't happen the exact way, you're still doing it, or you're gonna do it next time, right? Whereas if you set goals and you're like, okay, every day I need to go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I need to do, say, 10 reps of like 80 kilograms of weights, bench press this much, and I need to do this and need to do that. But like, say maybe you injure yourself while doing bench press, right? You come back home, you're gonna be disappointed because you didn't finish all your sets you needed to. So that's why I hate setting goals, because like, either way, you're not gonna be able to run a entire 365 days.
Oh, 100%. Like
with nothing
or,
interfering.
you know.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's almost like important to like go like not even day by day, but like task by task, because it's like different things will happen, and it's like we vastly underestimate or overestimate like how long it will take us to do something.
Yeah.
Like when I was in school, like I remember like one of the only things that like I ever actually like remembered or learned was like one of the teachers was like, this is when I was like learning like woodworking and shit, and he was like, okay, like however long you think it's going to take you, just times that by 2, and that might be a general idea of how long it's going to take you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, you might make a mistake and you have to go back, or it's just physically taking longer than you thought it was going to take you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's actually a really good way as well. Like what you said there, like that's a super good way to look at things. You know, like if you ever plan to even go anywhere, you know, like, and you think it's gonna take you this long, you know, like times that by 2. You know, it's better like you always arrive earlier as well to a place than to arrive late. Yeah.
It's like, I feel like there's a lot of like expectations, but the expectation is always like pushed in something that you can't have control over. Like for instance, like I don't know a very good example, but like genetics, right? Like we're all like pushed in this idea, or like you know, the society of like having like abs, and I mean having abs is a choice, but like being 6 foot when you're 6'2", or like sorry, being 6 foot when like you're 5'8" or whatever, that's like a genetic thing. It's something you physically can't control.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like there's a lot of like emphasis put on like things you can't control, and then like this whole like spiral of like, oh, I can't do this, and or I don't know how else to word it. Like it's a lot of emphasis put on things you can't control.
Yeah, that just reminded me when I used to work at Woolworths. This one time I called in late. I told my manager, look, I'm not gonna be able to make it. There's a massive fucking storm outside, right? And I didn't have access to a car at that point because mum was already at work. And he's like, oh yeah, let's just take a garbage bag, put it over your head. Like, cut a hole into the garbage bag, put your head through it, right? And then your arms for it, and just walk to work in a fucking thunderstorm. I was like, dude, what? I don't know, man. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, I remember.
Very weird
my
how
old
that
boss
reminds
used
me
to
of that, though.
say shit like that as well.
Yeah. And then, like, when you say, like, dude, look, like, when you're like, oh, mate, look, I can't make it in, like, that's not happening. They sit there and try and lecture you for, like, probably a fat, solid 30 minutes, tell you, oh, if you take your job serious, you would do it, you'd do anything to get to your job. And it's like, dude, I take my own life more serious than my fucking job. Like,
yeah. Like, there's so much, like, social pressure around, or just not so much pressure, but, like, you have to have a good job, or, like, you have to, like, do well at your job and things like that. But, like, no one ever talks about, like, just being happy.
no.
Or, like, I don't know, like, I find that there's, like, so much, like, just, like, I don't know how to word it, but it's, like, all this like emphasis around like putting other people first, or like putting like a job first, or it's like I understand that, you know, like you know, there's probably points in your life that you're gonna have to, you know, just suck it up and do it, but it's like, why does it have to be every single day? Like, I don't know.
I also feel like that's a really good point you said, but like I feel like it's very heavily based upon what your form of role is, on what you need to do. You know, like, for example, in my case, you know, working in retail is not very essential. Like, yeah, it's essential, but it's like, would you really put someone's life at risk to put food on a fucking shelf for people to come by? You know, it's like, think about it. You know, it's like, would you really sacrifice someone's life to come put fucking shit on a shelf so a bunch of other people can come by it? Like, it's totally not worth it. But in the other case, you know, like, for example, if you're a Marine, right, and there's like a fucking cable or something laying out in a thunderstorm on top of an aircraft carrier, and it's very lethal, right? Obviously, you're not going to tell your fucking lieutenant, like, hey, I'm not going out there. It's like, dude, it's like, you need to suck it up and fucking get it. Like, it's like, it's heavily dependent on what your role is. You know, it's like, at the same time, understanding that, like, for example, my manager at that time felt like he was fucking much better than most people, right, in the area, just because he was a manager. Like, some people have that mentality where they get to a certain position and they think they're just like this godly fucking idol in society, where if he clicks his fingers, he needs to be done. right?
It's like a
So
manager is seen as like a high role, like socially anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand like where his like mindset would be coming from, because it's like if like I'm like achieving like a manager role, like in your job is like socially a good thing.
I mean, like, I agree with that, but at the same time, I disagree. Because, put it in this aspect, a manager is pretty much the equal level to an employee that works for a manager, right? The only thing is, why there's the thing called a manager is so that the boss doesn't need to go around and tell every single individual, up to 200 people, what to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a pyramid of scaling that just happens to be easier for communication. Like, there's no, oh, you're a better quality of person just because you're a manager, or you're a better fucking whatever because you're a manager. Like, yeah, you probably work harder and stuff like that. That's why you were chosen to be a manager. But like, overall, you know, it's like at the same time, you're still equal to the people that you're telling what to do, because someone's telling you what to do and you're just relaying it. You're pretty much a messenger being a manager, right? So it's like, at the same time, like, I completely get, like, in society, a manager is seen as like something really good, but
There's no real
you're
difference.
still yeah, you're still at the same level as the people you're telling what to do. Yeah, like that's just my fault. Like, I could be completely wrong. Like, people could be thinking probably like, holy shit, now if you're a manager, you're like this godly fucking human being, and you know, you deserve to have your fucking feet massaged every night, and you know, fucking eat gold-plated steak, dude. It's like, nah, bro. Like, if you're a manager, man, like, yeah, sure, you tell me what to do, but other than that, I'm gonna have the same amount of respect I do to you as what I do to my co-employees, you know? I'm not gonna treat you like you're this fucking godly fucking person. But it's just how it is, like, as well. Like, it's how it should be too. Because, like, when you start treating a certain person because of their role, it's gonna either upgrade them or it's gonna downgrade them. Upgrading, yeah, it's not bad, but at the same point, like, if you tell someone like, holy shit, dude, like, you're a manager now, you're the big guy, you know, they're gonna get that mentality, and it's gonna build their like ego to a good point, but it can also get to a toxic trait.
Yeah.
Whereas then they become very toxic for the very wrong reasons, and you're like, holy shit, okay, this guy should have never actually been manager. So yeah, it's very balanced, where it can fall both sides off from the boat, whereas in can be either a great manager and you're seen really good in people's eyes, or you can really rapidly grow a toxic trait because you have the role of a manager.
Well, I feel like a lot of like people are in leadership roles, but they're not necessarily the person who is the best person to like be a leader, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they're not like, yeah, they're really good at what they do, but they're not a people builder. Like they're not someone who can like, you know, inspire. I'm not saying that, you know, to be a, you know, leadership role you have to be this amazing human that can like, you know, get someone like off to, you know, like they're not depressed anymore or whatever, right? But it's like they're not necessarily someone who can inspire someone to show up to work, or like inspire someone to do better or something like that. They're just someone who just works hard.
Yeah.
Like, I remember working in this call center. I was in Gold Coast, and like we would like it was probably one of the most depressing places I've ever worked. And like every morning, like we would get like this, you know, this guy come down from like head office. Like despite like what we did yesterday, he'd come in and he'd be like, "All right, guys, you know, back in my day," he'd give some fucking rant about like back in his day how he I'd have to be working like, 15 hours a day or some shit, and like this huge like elaborate story about like working harder and all this other shit. But it was like at the end of the day, like it was all like the more sales we made, it would just go into his back pocket.
Yeah.
So it's like he was like just one of those like people that would just like, I don't know how to word it, but it's like just one of those really short-lived like things that he would like just try and leech as much out of as possible.
Yeah, I get that.
Like he's not going to be here for very long, so let's just like sell as much shit as possible.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, you can be a manager, but it can be very like unbalanced. This falls back to what I was saying earlier. It was like a lot of managers get this ego like stroked the entire time because they're now a manager, and it's like their toxic traits grow rapidly compared to what they were earlier. That's like funny in saying that, right? Someone who's been working in a company for like 4 years that is next in line for manager role, if someone was to assign to that company that have, say, either a bachelor's degree within management, they would get straight away prioritized over the person that's been working there for like 4 years, 5 years.
I know some people that are exactly in that position, and they've recently changed jobs.
Yeah, man.
They were working at a place for 10 or 15 years. Always the person that was next in line for the next like the job up, but people like below them would get well, not below, but like people that have been there for less time, or they would hire someone in. Yeah, eventually they like, fuck it, I'm gonna go work at a new area, and now they're got the job that they want and earning, it's like almost 3 times as much at what they would have been like even paid at the original area as well. So it's like even if they got the position that they wanted at the first job, they still wouldn't be earning as much as what they did moving to this new place.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Like, even like, so with the bachelors that I'm currently busy with, right? They introduced management and business accounting 1 and 2, and head business accounting, right? So it's like, if I was to go back to the work at Woolworths, right, where I used to be, all the managers there would like pretty much shit themselves, because it's funny how someone with like just has a higher certification but yet could maybe possibly have no work experience could sign up to a job and straight away get into such a high role. And that goes back to like, say if I didn't have any work experience there, right, and like I'm brand new, I just finished my bachelor's, blah blah blah, whatever, and straight away I sign up for, say, being a co-store manager, right? It's like all the managers there that have been like working for like 6 years trying to get a manager position, and then straight away someone that's like right above them has been working like no fucking time there, like tell them what to do. It's like that's where the toxic traits can come in, because they're like, what the fuck, how does that work?
Like, I feel like definitely like having a degree in something should place you above, well, not above, like have more opportunities, but at the same time, like,
it shouldn't.
You need that experience. Like, you can't just like walk into somewhere and be, oh yeah, I have a bachelor in business.
Yeah,
but
no, exactly.
You also know nothing about like actual business.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
well, see, that's the thing. Like, it's mandatory to, like, nowadays, if you want to get any job that pays like above like 140, 120, 100k even, right? You need some sort of degree for it,
100%.
or some sort of certification for it, which is insane. But at the same time, it's like, it's either you start off at like a, say, $40,000, $50,000 annual job, and you build your career within that job and get to a high where it pays you like 100, 110, 120k, right? But it's like, I feel like if you do not have any sort of certifications, you're not going to pass that pay rate gap. Like, you're under a certain gap that you've maximized, and you can't get any higher than that just because you don't have a piece of paper to say you know how to do that. So that's why, like, I feel like it's very important to get, or like to do the risks of trying to get certifications, because it opens that gateway of you being able to like earn more for your work down the path. But at the same time, like, a lot of people are very satisfied of just getting a certain amount of money. So it's like it matters and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it's like
Oh,
I also feel
yeah.
that like earning $40,000 a year and loving your life is
It's
more
very sad.
important than earning $120,000 a year and fucking hating your
Yeah.
job. Not saying, and I don't want to make the association between earning more money as hating your life.
Yeah.
Like that's not what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is like the emphasis should be put on, like, if you fucking love stacking shelves, dude, and you wouldn't want to do anything more than just stack a shelf, then by all means, like, do that. But if you
Yeah.
like if you're someone who wants a little bit more of the wants more, or wants to do something else, then by all means go and do that.
Mm.
And just because you stack shelves doesn't mean that you're any less of a human, or like you're
Yeah,
not as
exactly.
important.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like, because like the reason why I said it's sad, right? It's because, like, yeah, you could have this amount of money, like, come in and you enjoy what you're doing, but it's like, look at today's like cases, right? If you look at getting in a proper house,
Yeah.
like, let's be serious, we're both looking at like 500, 600, 400 minimum a week, and it's like, you making 40, 50k a year, you're gonna get paid like, say, 800, not even, like 750, 600 a week. So it's
Yeah.
like, for like 70% of your money you earn weekly goes to your rent. You have a car, you need to pay that. You need to fuel your car, you need to pay that. You need to get food, you need to pay for that. That's like, food itself is like 100, 200 bucks.
Nah, I would just go out and hunt for mine.
Like, at that point you'd have to,
It's
because like,
probably cheaper.
despite the fucking food and shit, what about your bills? You know, it's like electricity, fucking water.
It's all very meticulously designed.
Dude, it's just insane. Like, you would not be able to survive like alone with a job like that. I was talking to mum earlier, like yesterday, about it. I was like, it's so fucked for our era, like for yours and mine, because unless we get really lucky and we score a job that's paying us like 90 grand, 100, 120, 140, right? We could either share a house with a friend, or you could live on your own but at a very low quality house.
Yeah.
And that's so fucking sad to even think about it, dude. Like, here in Australia, like, for what houses are, for how much they cost, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like, you
Like-
drive down a road and you see this crackhead fucking house.
It's like 500k. You're like, what?
Yeah, it's falling apart, the paint's peeling off it, its fucking windows aren't even clean, like, the fucking front yard, backyard is dead, like, the fences are like pulled apart, and you look at the price and it's like $500,000, and like, dude, what? I might as well just live in my fucking car, like.
I mean, honestly, low key, probably living in a van is like,
Dude,
it's
and
like
it's
the
like-
wave. Like,
Yeah. And you know what? Like, 9 times out of 10, these houses don't even have air cons in them, dude.
Yeah. Like a parking fine is probably cheaper than living in a house.
Yeah.
Like if you probably run the numbers, it's probably cheaper just to get fined every night, like fucking sleeping somewhere where you're not. Than actually
Yeah.
fucking living in a house.
Well, I mean, so many people do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually insane how many people sleep in their cars in parking lots. Like, they'll go to McDonald's or KFC and park their car there, and they'll just sleep. Like, so many fucking people do it, dude. It's insane.
Mm.
And it's like, I would, like, not saying that I don't agree with living like that. Like, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I would hate for myself to be in a situation like that. You know, it's like, I can't imagine it being comfortable. Like, when I come back from work, I don't want to be like, holy fuck, I'm now just in my car for the rest of the day till I go back to work again. I just want to come home, you know, have a shower, fucking sit down, make something to eat, fucking watch some TV, relax, and lay in a comfortable bed, not fucking sleep in the car seat. Like, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's just insane, dude. It's like, food is getting more expensive too. It's just, it blows my mind. Because
even-
food is getting more,
Not even
it's
the good
getting
shit.
more expensive. Yeah, it's getting more expensive, and it's like, it's degrading in quality, but it's getting more expensive.
So it's like a huge thing. I hate it when like I talk about this sort of shit because like people take it the wrong way, and I'm not saying veganism is the right thing to be doing,
Mm.
but us as humans, we eat way too much meat. Not like
Yeah.
I still feel that like meat is still like an important part of our diet, but this also is a case by case basis as well. Like some people's bodies function better without meat, and some people's don't. Like
Yeah.
that's a proven fact that people have different like gut flora and fauna. So it's like not. Wait, hang on. What's the word? I think it's gut flora. This fauna's like fucking trees and shit.
I know what you mean though. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like we eat way too much meat.
Yeah. I agree with that, but at the same time, like, I do have my disagree towards that.
Mm.
And I feel like it's a very solid point of view too. Like, if you think about it, right, back in the days when, like, yeah, once again, back in the days.
Back in my day, I used to have to fucking
like,
hunt the rabbit.
like, cavemen, medieval days, right? Whether you believe there were medieval days or not, like,
That's all an illusion.
people like used to eat a lot of meat back then because you know, like stuff like grapes and apples and stuff like that we have now, that is like you can get anywhere. Back then it was more for the upper class people, like the queen, king, fucking popes, whatever the fuck you were, right?
Mm.
Like your average Joe citizen, the only vegetable you would have a lot of was corn, potato, and wheat to make bread.
Mm.
Right? Those were the three main supplements that were anything that was not meat. The rest was just meat. Either chicken, cows, goats, fucking whatever. Like, and their life expectancy was a lot longer than what we have now. Now we have all these products, fruits and vegetables. We have all this like accessible like varieties of different kinds of things, and our life expectancies have dropped by a huge percentage rate because of it. Not because of that exact, because now we can eat all these kinds of different things, but because just like there's so much that's different that we can eat, to the point where we don't know what's right for our bodies anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no like instinctual like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't eat fucking the whole cake.
Yeah, and it's like if you look at it like, for example, cavemen, right? Back then, they literally hunted for food. They cooked it. They ate meat, and sometimes meat only, right? And it's like they lived well over 100 years apparently, right? So you look at it now, the percentage of someone actually making it over 100 years today is very rare.
Mm.
Right? Like your average Joe would probably drop dead at like 60, 70.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think like the Australian life expectancy is somewhere like around 70.
Yeah. So it's like, you look at it and it kind of makes you think like, you know, it's like, what really is the proper way to eat better? It's like, yeah, meat is bad for you, but you also need meat, which is good. Vegetables is good for you, but it's also very bad. You know, it's like there's no win or lose really with it, kind of thing. It's more so you just do what you gotta do, and if you get lucky, you get lucky. If you don't, so be it, kind of thing. That's the way I see food as, man. Like, for example, like me personally, I can't eat lettuce, right? And you think lettuce is healthy, but my stomach acid can't deteriorate it. So it's like,
it's like corn just hasn't been touched.
so it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, and lettuce is seen as a really healthy thing. So it's like, you know.
Well, it's like, I feel like there's like a lot of like social, like society sort of beliefs around food. Like,
Yeah,
for
100%.
instance, like people thinking salads are healthy,
Mhm.
like, or like eating a salad to lose weight.
Fuck.
Like,
Holy shit.
I fucking hate it when people say that shit.
Bitch, I've eaten a lot of salads and I have a lot of weight. Fucking hell, man.
Dude, I fucking like. feel like
Dude, some
banging my
salads
head
are
against
pretty
the
good
wall.
though.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, I'm
some-
not saying like you shouldn't eat salads. I'm just saying
Yeah.
like if the point is you want to lose weight, like eating a salad is not the thing to be doing. Like,
Yeah, no.
first of all, fucking go outside. Like,
Dude, salads with feta cheese in it. Oh.
yeah, that's probably why. Oh yeah, I'm eating a salad. Fucking adds like a McDonald's fucking burger to it. Like,
I mean, McDonald's burger have onions in it.
McDonald's burger has some fucking lettuce in it. Oh, must be
Right.
healthy.
Were you saying the small little pinch of like onions and the two pickle slices are unhealthy?
Dude,
Like,
I
dude,
fucking hate those pickles, dude. Holy shit.
dude, they always taste weird, man. They're so soggy and like they're not fresh. Like they're literally fucking like. Speaking of feta cheese, man, I'm actually craving feta cheese right now, dude. No, I'm not. Okay, no, fuck that. I just looked at a picture of it. You ever catch those people that pull this weird fucking face when they try and convince you that blue cheese is nice?
Dude, what do you mean blue cheese
They're like-
is so
They're
good?
like half dying inside and they're trying to convince you that it's like... Like, don't get me wrong, I've tried it and I do like it, but dude, there's no way you can convince someone that cheese that smells like it's been dying for like 10 years is good. Like, you just can't, okay? It's just like, if you need someone to try blue cheese, you just tell them to fucking eat it and taste it. Don't tell them to smell it. Holy fuck.
Holy fuck.
Fuck me, dude. It's like, oh man, have you seen those fucking Gronk looking ass fucking grotty, disgusting, big juicy ass pickles they sell in America?
What? No.
Yeah, it's like this big ass fuck off pickle that's like in one packet. You know, like how we have the little meat sticks, the little salami meat sticks.
I have no idea what you're talking about, yes.
Oh my god, holy shit! No, look, hang on. The salami sticks. Surely you know.
I'd probably know what you're talking about if I saw it.
Here.
Google's small salami sticks.
I literally just googled meat sticks, okay? But yeah, this stuff, like, you know what they are, right?
Hang on, waiting for you to send me a picture.
Nah, look at my screen real quick.
Ah.
It's quicker. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Uh,
Dude, my
it's
brother
like-
fucking loves those things.
Dude. And then, like, the fuck is this, dude?
Oh, are they called gherkins?
It's gherkin and pickle, same shit. Okay, they taste the same, they look the same.
It's
One's
like,
smaller and
wait,
the
is
other one's
it-
fucking
is a
bigger.
gherkin bigger?
Yeah. But, like, this shit, dude, like, who the fuck, right? If it looks at this, sees a big,
gonna put
soggy,
it in my
fucking
mouth.
wet. It sees a big, soggy, fucking wet pickle in a packet, soaking with, I don't know what the fuck it is, and thinks, oh, I totally want to eat that.
Fuck, what's that movie? I think it's super bad, where it's like she wants it in and around my mouth. Or her mouth, or whatever the fucking line is.
You know what's even worse about it is that it doesn't even look appetizing, because usually when you see a pickle or a gherkin, right, they're supposed to be green.
It's like
No.
vomit green.
Yeah, and it's like okay, cool, whatever. But it's like these things, man, they're literally fucking brown. Like, it looks like a massive fucking turd, dude. Like, holy shit.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of Two Girls, One Cup action. Holy shit.
Straight out of the packet at your local store. Fuck. Oh yeah, they're making a new show, leading on from Game of Thrones.
Wait, like Game of Thrones 2.0 or like
Game of Dragons. It's like a lead on from Game of Thrones. It's got the same throne in it.
oh, okay. Is that like before or after?
After, I would imagine, because before, the throne was a lot more clean, and now it's like overgrown, kind of thing.
Ah,
The
okay.
main throne, if you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah.
with all the swords and shit. Yeah. That'll be pretty cool to watch. Holy fuck, how do we go from talking about Area 51
Fucking spies and shit to gherkins.
to spies, to food, to salad, to gherkins,
Let's do a salad.
and now TV shows? Holy fuck. See Battlefield 2042 as an open beta.
Like an open or like if you pay for it, it's open?
Open, I believe.
Here's a free open beta with the $70 purchase.
Yeah.
All we need to continue the contract is just your left kidney.
Dude, I still can't believe you actually uninstalled Warzone.
I just like it's just the same shit like every fucking day, and it's like It's just like after playing it yesterday, like I wanted to play Minecraft, like when I got on, and then Yankee messaged me, he's like, "Oh, do you want to play?" I was like, "All right, whatever." 6, 7. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever, I'll jump on." And I played, and then I was like, "Oh, this is just like." After about 3 hours, I just wanted to get off and go play Minecraft. And I had one good game, and then I stayed on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's just not fun anymore. Like, I just don't find it, like, enjoyable, really.
Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly how I got. Like, Warzone is fun, but it's like, it's really repetitive, and it's like, especially now because of cheaters,
Yeah, it's like when I
it
play a
makes the
game.
repetitive shit really bad.
Yeah, it's like when I play a game to then fucking die to a cheater, to then, like, it's like, what's the point? Like, it's not like it's like there's just a few cheaters. It's like every game, it's like someone doing the thing. For me, like, yeah, depending, like, if I'll go back, it'll depend if what Vanguard's like, and well, it was really what the anti-cheat's like. Like, I couldn't care about a new map or like a new integration of guns or whatever. It's like one of those things as well, like where it's kind of annoying to, like, from a content creation point, like in terms of like streaming it, like, because like the community is so, for whatever reason, like, unless if you're not running around fucking out in the open killing people or just being a bot, like, you're a shit player. And like no one, like, it's just like it's so toxic towards like people who want to like play with like 3 brain cells.
Yeah.
So it's like anyone that like actually wants to play the game for like wins and stuff, it's like, it's just like, oh, I know, you're just sitting there camping. What? And even like, and there's been like so many times where it's like literally 6 circle. There's only buildings inside the circle, right? And then it's like, because I'm in a building, it's like I'm camping. It's like, what the fuck? It's like literally 6 circle, dude. Like, what do you mean I'm camping? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I've really been digging, like, New World. Like, there's a lot of toxicity on it, because of all the different kinds of streamers and shit that are on it. So communities, like, kind of clash against each other. But it's like, other than that, dude, like, it's probably, like, one of the most funnest games I've played in such a long time. Like, you get on, you see a couple of the guys that you've, you know, met throughout the gameplay, you send them friend requests, run a couple dungeons together. You just chat and you play the game. Like, you go at your own time too. It's just, I'm so glad that they actually managed to hit the pinpoint on this. Like, and all their updates so far have been all hotfixes. Like, none of the servers have actually been down.
Yeah, right. That's pretty good.
I could imagine as well, like any servers that would go down would be massive patches too. Like,
Yeah.
but anything like other than that, man, like it's just it blows my mind how quickly these developers like listen to the community. Like they're constantly surveying, and always like they have it on surveillance as well, pretty much. Like all the posts on Twitter about
So
it,
good.
the streams, they're watching people's streams. Just fucking literally everything, dude. Like,
But it's like when it's like going back to when like games were made by people who play video games. Like
yeah,
like holy fuck, like going back to like PlayStation 2 days and like I feel like halfway through like the Xbox One like PS4 sort of world, like that's when I feel like that's when it started to switch a lot. Like
100%.
because like I remember like logging on to like fucking Battlefield Bad Company 2 and like holy fuck, that game was so much fun. And like rather than like trying to like add like 1,000 things, it was so simple. It was like, oh, this is a tank, you fucking shoot someone with a tank, they die.
Yeah.
Like you shoot you shoot this building with a tank, hey, no more building.
You know what blows my mind too is like this is Amazon's first game they've ever made.
Oh wait, Amazon made New World.
Yeah.
Oh really? I didn't even know that.
Like, this is their first ever game they made, ever. And they've completely made better games than what most companies have that
I feel
has been out for fucking years.
I feel like anything that's Amazon made, or like Amazon has an influence over, is a lot better. I feel like Twitch is kind of half good example.
I was just gonna say, that's debatable.
But like,
Twitch is
for like the most part, like from the most point, like you look at anything like Amazon's been a part of, like it's like so much better than any other fucking companies ever.
oh yeah.
Like look at Amazon Prime for example, like fucking like one of the most ingenious fucking things ever, or just Amazon in general. Like. But I also
Yeah.
feel like the leadership behind Twitch at the moment, like, probably isn't run by the right people, or like the people that should.
They
really be in
recently
charge.
changed the director of
Yeah.
Twitch. I don't know if you heard about that, but there's a new one now.
Oh, did Devin make a video about it, or?
Nah, XQC.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Didn't make a video about it, but spoke about it.
I didn't hear about that. I think it's been in the works now that there's been going to be like a new person in charge.
Yeah. But it's a female. Not being sexist or anything, but
Well, I don't know. Dude, you can't fucking
We
say
all
anything
know.
these days without like someone being like, "Hang on."
we all know how all the government politics went when females tried to lead the parties. None of them made it, and nothing went good about it. Just stating a fact, not an insult. Like,
Yeah, I think it's like down to like the person, not necessarily like, because I feel like political parties aren't really run by like an individual. Like,
I mean, look at Julia Gillard, for example.
yeah, she's more of a puppet than a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a whole different topic, and it's not something I really want to get into.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens to Twitch.
Yeah. I think there's like a lot of change that needs to happen.
Apparently, like, there's been a huge change about the DMCA stuff on Twitch, but apparently, like, a lot of it's changed, but because nothing's actually been done,
Hmm.
no one's noticed. Quite interesting. Blows my mind how that works, but
But yeah, like I don't think DMCA will ever change. like unless if Twitch is the one fronting all of the DMCA claims, like the one like that like just going through like the lawsuits or whatever, I don't think DMCA will ever change. Because like, like you got to think of it from like a legal perspective, right? The people who wrote these laws are the ones benefiting off the laws. So it's like,
Yeah.
what, like, in that, what right of mind would you like be collecting, you know, paycheck after paycheck after a law that you wrote, and just for the convenience of a few people? Like, yeah. I think rather than the DMCA changing, I think because like the reason why everything like has like, you know, record labels and shit all behind it is because that was the only way that your music could get published or released. But now it's like you have platforms like SoundCloud and Spotify and all these other, you know, like places that you can publish your own music and not have to go through a record label. I feel like music is going to become a lot more free, or I won't say free, but a lot more like open. Because I feel like a lot of creators, like new creators, are all like, oh yeah, like if you want to use my music, whatever, just give me credit.
Yeah, because they get enough money from revenue and sponsors anyway. Like, there's no need. They probably don't feel any need to like sue every single little content creator out there that's just like,
Yeah.
unless like their full intentional is about framing that the song is theirs. There's no need to like completely fucking file a claim against someone who's doing the exact same shit as you.
Well,
You know,
it's
like,
just-
yeah, there's a difference between stealing someone's shit.
Mm.
There's a difference between using someone's stuff, but like displaying it as, oh, this person made that. Go check it out as well.
Yeah, well,
You know,
that's
like-
why it's like such like a gray, unknown area, and it's like, because like there's like the whole like free use, right, where it's like you can react to like a YouTube video or whatever, and then it's like your content. As long as it's not like a re-upload, and it has some form of like personalized spin on it, it can be classified as like free use. Obviously, like it's case by case, like but like yeah, like as long as you put some form of personal use on it. But then like that's completely different to like songs and stuff. So it's like you can't really, I don't know, it's so weird.
There's a lot of people are like that just remix songs.
Yeah.
Like from trap to nightcore to lo-fi to just slowing it down, making it more bassier.
But I feel like all those songs are just songs that have been, like, they've gone and got the rights for, or those songs already don't have rights, if that makes sense. Like they're already, like, non-copyright.
Well, I mean, a copyright claim runs out within 9 to 12 years.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that either, but I learned it through my uni studies. Copyright claims run out. They're not.
Oh,
unlimited.
you know, like, yeah, like, you have to rebuy the licensing. It's not like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, you pay, like, for 5 years or whatever.
Yeah. So I never knew that. I thought it was something that's like automatically installed onto your content and all this stuff.
But it's like, but I think it's, if you're like the original content creator, like it's yours. But if you're like someone who like buys it, then you have to rebuy it.
Yeah. Like, have you ever thought about like, what about if someone small that's not known makes something and then some big guy comes across and just takes it and claims it as theirs?
Well, usually they buy it for a really cheap price. That's what usually what happens.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of like other like artists and stuff, right? Or even like you know how like people get stuck into like all these like programs like on like organizations and shit where they're like, oh here, like we'll pay you $2,000 a month, right? for you to like just have like a few advertisements and whatever, and you know, but we get to keep like any subs that you get in terms of like the revenue like the channel makes. Like this is just an example. It's not like every single agreement, but it's like that might sound like a really good like deal for like right now, but it's like in like 2 years time or 6 months time or whatever, like it might be a really shitty plan. Like you might be earning like $5,000 a month through subs, but you're still stuck on this like 2,000 a month like income from the organization, but the organization is collecting the 5,000 grand. Is that a pickaxes? But she's so much faster doing it with this machine than doing it like the other way.
Oh, real?
Yeah. Like I have to manually dig out this bit. I could probably use a machine to do this part, but I kind of want to collect some netherrack. But yeah, using that machine that I was running before was insanely fast. Like it only took me like maybe 3 hours total to do that one whole section.
Yeah.
I think I did sort of like half an hour to an hour last night.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot quicker than how long it would take to dig that. Another nether perimeter that's going to take me 6 months.
Good fun.
always broken 1 million bits of netherrack.
Jesus. That's crazy. It's like half of the white concrete we gotta place. Man, I just so wish you were playing this game, dude.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude.
Dude, I know how much fun you'd have, but at the same time, you have a very fair point of what you said.
Like,
Like,
I know it would be something that I would just end up, like...
you would literally not sleep for
Yeah.
like days upon days. Like, dude, this game is amazing is an understatement.
It's like sort of like half the reason like why I want to just take a break from Warzone as well. It's like it's so easy to play it for like 10 hours,
Yeah.
and it's like oh, just one more game. It's like 10 hours later. It's like oh,
One more.
it's like at least with this, I'm like okay, cool, 4 hours or whatever. It's like just do this one segment and then all right, jump off. It's like it's
Yeah.
like sort of like segments to it, or like it's where I know I can stop myself.
I mean, like on New World, it's kind of the same theory. Like, you can stop yourself whenever. Like, if you are busy doing a quest and you decide to log halfway going to your quest, you log back on. That's where you'll spawn. There's no progress lost if you don't finish a certain thing. But it's more getting lost in time, doing all the questing and stuff like that. Like, it's super easy to just like lose track of time.
Oh, it's Tuesday?
Dude, literally, man, I was like that the other day. I was like, holy fuck, what even happened to the weekend, dude?
But did anything carry over from the beta in terms of like?
Yeah, everything did. But
Oh.
everything was rescaled. Like, everything that was in the beta was in this as well.
Oh no,
But
I mean
everything
like
was
it was
rescaled.
progress.
Oh, no.
Okay, everything was just completely hard reset.
Yeah. But a lot of people that played the beta already knew like where some of the good spots were and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like, where to go get some really good iron and all that shit. Back in a second.
Yeah, yeah. No. Good holy fuck, I need a new chair.
Hmm?
I said I need a new chair.
Yeah. I mean, you can get pretty good ones at like office chairs and shit.
Hmm.
Or you can get a Secret Labs chair. It's one of the ones I got.
Oh yeah. Buy a chair I can sleep in.
They're pretty comfy.
Oh no, are those ones that like go vertical? Horizontal, sorry?
Yeah, like the back. Yeah.
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 I'm quick now.
I can like sway back and forth as well. Like you can set it so you can tilt back and all whenever you want. Like the actual entire seat.
Yeah. It's like a recliner.
Yeah.
Let me spend like 10 grand on like some lights as well.
Okay.
You're not a real Twitch streamer unless if you have like at least $5,000 worth of like nano leaf lights.
Oh yeah, dude. Fire 15 common map versions. Feels so bad for some territories in this game. So you got the Marauders, Syndicate, and Covenant. Those are the three factions. Now on my server, our faction has taken over most of the territories. The Marauders have taken none, and the Syndicates had 4, but we've taken 2, and they just complain now. Like, they complain that everyone's like gone Covenant and they're all teaming against the purples or the greens, but it's like the Syndicates are like, they're so focused on talking shit in chat and complaining about what they couldn't do instead of what they can do instead of complaining, that they're sitting in chat all day talking all this shit instead of playing the game and actually leveling, trying to beat our faction.
Nah. I hear if you just stand there and complain, like, life just just works
Yeah,
out
dude.
better.
Yeah, that's literally what they expect. Like, they sit there all day talking all this shit, being like, "Oh, we're just a bunch of simps because all the streamers went to Covenant, and that's why everyone's gone to Covenant, and blah blah blah, and all this shit." And it's like, dude, I'm just like sitting there, I'm like thinking, man, instead of all this talking shit, like if you could turn all this shit talking into actual gameplay, you'd probably be maxed out in the game right now. Like. And then they start complaining. They're like, "Oh, you guys are all such high levels. This is no fair. Like, the highest levels we have is like level 40, and the highest level you guys have is 60 already. Blah blah blah. All this shit." And I was like, it's like some people just like already tell them it's like, dude, it's because you guys spend all day talking shit in chat instead of playing the game. Like, it's like these guys get on the game to have social interaction instead of actually playing the game.
Like, I come here to get away from the Karens.
Dude, it blows my mind. Like, some of the people. See, because originally there was a few streamers that were on the syndicates, which is the purple team, that keep complaining. They all came in. They were like, came in with this massive ego. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna roll this server. We're gonna control everything. Ha ha ha. We're gonna take everything over. We're gonna make you guys look like shit." The first two wars we had that they lost, we absolutely rolled them. They fucking left the server. And all the remaining people that followed those guys into the server now just sit here and complain that the teams are unfair. How can the teams be unfair when it's an equal 50v50? They're like, "Oh, you guys have more people." But the wars are like 50v50, dude.
See,
It doesn't matter. Like,
that purple. And you're orange.
yellow.
Oh, yellow.
Yeah. Like, I'll send you a picture of the map right now, and you can see exactly what I mean. Like, these guys are fucking brain dead, dude.
Ah, but you see, you guys are all a bunch of simps.
Like, look at that. They literally lost most of the territory.
Holy shit. Everyone's like, nah, fuck that up north shit.
Yeah. Yeah, up north is super high level. Like, that's like, those guys are cracked out up there, dude. Like fucking, dude. I went up there once, and I get my ass clapped by a fucking boar, dude. Like a wild pig. Get my ass clapped. Like, I spent over 100 hours in this game, and I come against a fucking pig, bro, and I get my ass clapped.
Sounds kind of kinky, to be honest.
Dude.
Sounds like some BDM, fucking, what is it? BDSM shit.
Like, next level of like fucking pegging this pig did, dude. Like, it's just insane. They're literally cracked. Like, they'll hit you, right? They'll like do a combo. So they'll charge at you, they hit you, and then you stumble over, and then it's not a stun, but then they stun you, and then you're stunned for 5 seconds, and then they hit you twice again. And by the time they hit you twice, you literally have like 500 fucking health left. And then while you drink your potion, they fucking stun you again, the cunts, right? And then they just kill you, bro. Like, dude, it's insane. Like, it's fucking nuts. Don't even get me started by the bears. Holy fuck. I'm pretty sure my neighbor said me the other day when I was raging. By fucking bears, dude. Like.
Speaking of bears, I started watching this fucking TV show last night. Have you seen
Jungle
Sea?
Book?
No, Sea?
Oh.
No, not the fucking jungle. Sea.
No.
Oh, it's really interesting, like how it's like it's basically, you know, like Aquaman, like the guy who played Aquaman.
Yeah.
Big old fucking whatever his name is. He yeah, he plays in this one. And
Okay.
the screenwriter is the same people, or same person who made fucking Peaky Blinders. Anyway, so essentially what it's about is like this huge virus like killed everyone off, and there was only like 2 million people left. And then like so everyone went into caves or some shit. So everyone's blind now. And like, but now like there's a few people that are able to start like have vision. And so it's all about like trying to protect these two children that can see.
Okay.
And like get them to like their real father. So then he can like start like teaching them like the old ways of like the old Earth and shit. It's actually really, it's really interesting. Like, and it's really well done in some of the ways that they've done like some of like the fight scenes or just like the suspense scenes. Because like obviously like everyone's blind, but you can see what's going on. So like there's people like standing next to each other, like trying to fight each other, and like they're just trying to like listen for each other.
Yeah.
And it's like really like some really well done like fight scenes. It's really interesting.
Okay.
And like it's like a bunch of like really small minute details like that they've like added. Like obviously everyone's blind, so like the way that they like navigate around their village is they have like strings like attached to each house, and there's like little like dangly bits that they like headbutt.
Oh, right.
So it's like the way that they walk around their village is like they have like like this little fucking like dangly shit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then like the way that they go out and like navigate like the wilderness is like they have like people who are in front, but they have like whips, and then like they whip around and see like try and like look for trees and shit.
Yeah. It's almost like what's the fucking what's the movie called? It's almost like Don't Breathe, but it's like instead of like
it's the same
not
sort of
being able to
concept.
make a noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say concept, but like the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, like the whole bear thing, yeah, he got into a fight with the bear.
Jesus.
that's how it came up about the bear thing.
Yeah. Nah, bears are brittle in this game, dude. Like, they stand up on their two back feet, then they slam onto the ground, they stun you, and then they clap you with their left paw, and then right paw, and then they fucking bite you and you're dead. Like, they literally full hit you.
It's kind of fun, to be honest. Get my cheeks clapped.
I'm level 45 and I get cut by a level 25 bear. A bear that's 20 levels under me, bro. And I get cut by. But at the same time, I do have very low health because I'm full DPS, but still, it's just like that inner anger.
Losing your shit over getting clapped by a piece of AI.
Dude, literally, like.
I've run out of pickaxes now. You're gonna need to like create like a shulker box again. Like how like on the old server I had like a full shulker box of fucking silk touch fucking pickaxes. Like I have a
Didn't you have
couple.
that time?
No, I have a tools chest. It's not like a full.
Oh, okay.
It's like I think I got 10 pickaxes. Yeah. I can set me in the toilet.
Yeah.
It's like even if we made an ice, like a boat ice path out this way, even though it's technically faster, like you can't go diagonally with an like boat path.
You can. You just need to make it wide though.
True.
It'll take way too long.
Yeah, I'd fucking end up hitting everything.
Like, we'd have to probably go dig down 2 whole fucking ice biomes for it. Not even like more. We'd probably have to like just go yoink all the ice biomes.
Yeah. And like, if we would do it, it would probably be better just to make out a blue ice as well. But, like, blue ice is like 8 times as expensive, but it goes quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I meant.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like the polar bears go extinct to make roads in hell.
It's like, I could spend like a whole month just doing like cleanup stuff. Like, for instance, like making like all the portals look nice, like, or the like exit for all the portals and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll eventually do all that stuff. Just a faster way of repairing stuff.
What do you mean?
Just like a faster way of like collecting XP to like repair like tools and stuff.
Hmm.
It's like I feel like sometimes like I don't know, like especially like endgame like I feel like I'm sort of like we're now sort of like in endgame. Or like just
Yeah.
starting to get into like the endgame stuff. like there's no like real like, and like I feel like a lot of stuff is like catered towards like new worlds or like, you know, like that sort of like medium stage before like you give up and just start a new world. Like for instance, like if you made like a beacon out of like different beacons had like the base building blocks like had different strengths and stuff like that. It's like if you made a beacon out of like iron versus a beacon out of emeralds versus iron, like it gives you different effects, like the strength of effects.
Yeah. Back in a minute.
Yeah. just wish there was like levels. Like you could pick up XP like instantly. Like you could pick up all the XP. Then I guess that'd also be like balancing it. Because like all this XP, like I'm killing, like I'm getting XP faster than I'm repairing, right? It's like I wish there was like some form of like uncapped like XP intake. And it was more about like the speed at which you could kill stuff. Or like enchantments that you had on a weapon. And then that also goes into like RPG though, like type of stuff. I feel like then there'd be like a lot of balancing issues, because then it's like if you added that, then it's like you'd have to look at that, like adding other things that maybe like skill lines, and I don't know. But at the same time, like I don't like. I think it'd be cool. Just my chat. I feel like it'd be cool to see. I forget what that mod's called, but it's like it like adds like bigger dungeons and stuff, like 3-layer dungeons. Like I think it would be cool to see more of that, like in vanilla. But like it gives you like more. I almost feel like there should be more items. That the only way you can get it, not necessarily building blocks, but like for instance like netherite and stuff like that. Like the only way you can get this is by exploring, by doing dungeons. Because otherwise, like you kind of get to like a stalemate where Minecraft is at the moment, where like everything is like farmable, which I feel like things a lot, especially building blocks. Like, I feel like stuff like that should be 100% farmable. I feel like netherite should be more powerful, but you could only get it through dungeons. Or like bastions or whatever. But then there's more to the bastion. Yeah, I think I need to go back through and like create some more like shulker boxes of tools and stuff like that. Like go back through and add like that death box that I had last time. Oh. And because I've got all this extra room, right? But at the same time, like I don't want to like take away from like extra storage as well. So I do use this ender chest quite often to like move stuff back and forth. Like this half be like extra tools and all that other stuff, and then like this half or this bit be like shulker boxes for like iron and gold and stuff. At least have like a 2x3 spare shulkers. I think that'd be worth. I'm just gonna collect all of this, otherwise it'll sort of just stay here. $83,000. the other one we had like 200,000. That was insane. Is there anything else that I can repair? Do? Oh no. There's nothing else I can really put any of this XP into. Right, we'll just collect it. I might actually jump off here in a second, chat. There's just a few RL things I want to do. Just trying to think if there's anything like else I can do really quick or something like that. If not, I'll probably go to jump off. Yeah, but I definitely think that I need to create like a whole like shulker box of like tools and stuff, as in like a whole shulker box for like pickaxes. And like keep, and then like the other like other ones like have probably not have an entire one for shovels, but have like ones for like shovels, axes, and hoes and bows and stuff like that. But I definitely need a even like a death box. Probably don't need a death box. But it would be nice to have like another shulker box that is purely just pickaxes. I also need to fix up this area because this is it's pretty laggy here because all the item frames. Then you go through and place like a bunch of signs, which is unfortunate. I wish you could have more item frames. Wish I wouldn't like class as an entity. Yeah, you can definitely feel it like looking here. I just actually create all these pickaxes. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 15 more, and I think I'll create 3 that have fortune. I mean, I could just buy them, but I don't even have that many diamonds, to be honest. Why are there pork chops in there? So it might having this for like axes, like a 3x3 for axes. And then like more elytras here, and then I don't know, maybe another miscellaneous. Maybe a pair of shears here or something? I don't know. Don't need that and that in there. Those can actually go in here. I have no idea like where all my diamonds are.
Alright, good.
No. Just going through and like organizing stuff.
Mute yourself? Yeah, you did.
Ah, did I? Wait, hang on.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, hang on. Getting attacked by dude. The only thing I hate about this game is fucking fandoms, dude. Whose ever bright idea it was? I'm pretty sure that was actually a community decision to add fucking phantoms. They're just so like annoying in like the most like annoying way possible as well. Dude, half my fucking villagers are now witches. Oh my god.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because just like random lightning strikes like over time, like because they didn't have like a cover here, so like they've all just turned into witches.
You ever like think about like how much games we actually play? Fuck, we're losers, dude. Oh, shit.
Oh
Like,
But it's like it's the only thing that like I really enjoy though. It's like I don't know what it like you know what I mean? Like if I were to do anything else, like I wouldn't like for instance like going out fishing and shit, like I just get bored shitless out there all the fucking time. Like yeah, it'd be fun the first couple of times, or going camping and stuff, but like
yeah.
like cool, I'm fucking out in the wilderness fucking eating a stick. Now fucking what do I do? Holy shit. To be at home, sitting in front of a fucking heater, eating a virtual stick.
Dude, we should totally like one day, right? Get VR and go to VR chat and just randomly go talk to people and just be absolute fucking trolls. Dude, could you imagine us two in fucking VR room chat? Holy shit. We'd probably get fucking banned in like the first day, dude. Walk around as a big titty golf girl.
Oh my god.
Start talking about politics, bro. Holy fuck.
God, I need to upgrade store is fucking. I'm just gonna kill these bitches. I don't think they like give you anything special either. Like if they get transformed into a witch.
There's a Natty McPhee. You remember that still?
Wait, what? What'd you say?
You know who Nanny McPhee is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, holy fuck, dude.
What I need is a script, right? Like an auto clicker. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But like you could set up a script, right? To where like cause like the trades are always in the same spot. So like you could do shift left click on the third one down, and then shift left click on the output, and then shift left click on the sixth one down, and then shift left click there. Like as like a little script. Like open this menu, click a button. Open this one, click a menu, click a button. I'm pretty sure you could do the same for getting getting quartz blocks, because I'm pretty sure it's always in this block here.
Oh, okay.
But obviously, like some villages, like for instance, like this one, right? He's not a good one because he's only got the melon trade. Like you just kill this one and like replace him with like one like this that has all of them.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure you could set up like a little fucking script or some shit. It'd be so good to like actually get proper villages as well. It's like obviously there's like like the lowest possible price.
Yeah.
There'd be some grindy work though. Because like they've changed villages now where it's like if you get them to like the one emerald trade, like they doesn't stay like that.
I realize that.
Yeah.
It like changes.
I think they changed that in 1.16. Because like yeah, like you used to be able to like get them to like you used to be able to get like if you like queued them enough times you could get it down to like 1 emerald for like any book you wanted. You just have to queue them a few times, right? But now I'm pretty sure it's like 3 or 4 times is the maximum amount of times you can cure them. And over time, this one hasn't increased. It's still been 1 emerald for 2 unbreaking or 1 unbreaking.
Okay.
But I don't think you can get them to the 1 emerald rate anymore. And of course this is like a one person thing as well. Like for you, this wouldn't be 1 emerald. This would be 18
Yeah, no,
emeralds.
it'd be different. Yeah. You know, it'd be kind of cool. Like, if you were to put a hopper under a villager, and like, if anyone was to trade with that villager, all the emeralds go straight through the hopper into a chest.
Rather like in your inventory.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like, if like any emeralds that get given to a villager falls straight for the villager. The hopper under the villager collects it and gets sent to a chest.
True. Kind of want a data pack that removes like beacon beams. So it's like I can run around in my base without like fucking seeing that. Like it's just a visual thing. Like it doesn't actually like remove them. So I can just hide them all and still have like all the effects. I think it was. Oh, it might be because I have fine. Maybe that's a 1.18 thing. Or 7. Yeah, 1.18. Because I'm pretty sure you can turn off like the FOV change when you get speed. It might be because I have Optifine on.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna jump off for a little bit. Go get some food and some other stuff. Alrighty, chat. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off for a little bit. I will probably be back tomorrow. I might do a little bit of some stuff off stream. I might do like all the pickaxe stuff. Get all the pickaxes made and some other stuff like that. Alrighty, guys. Appreciate you guys all for being here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys all soon.